and welcome back to the Outdoor Kitchen Show. I'm Marissa Turner, and today we've been on location at Creative Cajun cooking with Wesley Babin of American Industrial Plant Service, and also bow fishing too. Now in the first part of the show we saw the footage from the bow fishing trip. You went with Louisiana Bow Fishing Charters?
That's correct.
Okay, and the guys had a great time and got a lot of fish, so now it's time to cook the fish. Now you got redfish and sheephead, right?
Yes.
Now the redfish we're going to do what with?
We're going to blacken the redfish on this nice stainless plate that I have.
Yeah, now tell us a little bit about that. It's kind of special.
One of the advantages of owning a fab shop is I have access to materials that some people wouldn't normally have access to. This is a piece of 1/2-inch thick stainless plate that I took at the shop, and we polished it out, and makes for a very good hot griddle for searing steaks or blackening fish, and even stir fry.
Yeah, I guess I bet you can do a little hibachi thing going on over there. That's right. But today we're going to be blackening the redfish, and then also in just a minute Sean's going to show you a little appetizer he made with Mr. Jimmy Babin's gator pickles. He's got a little toasted bread kind of thing with cheese and Creole tomatoes and swamp dust and gator pickles, and he's going to show you how to make that. But he's going to toast it on the, well, Mr. Wesley's going to toast it on the big Flintstones stainless steel. Boy, that sucker is huge. That thing is cool.
Oh yeah, it gets good and hot.
I bet it does.
I just hope I can toast this bread right.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll be just fine. And then you also have some potatoes too. Tell us about that.
Yes, we have some garlic butter potatoes. We basically use swamp dust and butter and a little bit of parsley flakes. Cook that down, and new potatoes, red potatoes, they're really delicious when you cook them down. That makes for a good side dish with the blackened redfish.
I bet. Now, also going with the redfish is the sheephead. Tell us how you're going to do that.
We're going to boil the sheephead in seafood ball, Creative Cajun Cooking seafood ball. And once it's done and soaked, it soaks up the seasoning well. We're going to put it on a platter and peel the skin back, and the meat flakes right off the bone like white lump crab meat. Hence the name Poor Man's Crab.
That's right. So sheephead works really well with that, especially when you have the seafood boil and all that kind of stuff. It'll get that seasoning and that flavor, and the texture is a lot like crab meat.
Yes.
And then, so you're going to have the redfish fillet that's been blackened.
And we're going to crumple up the Poor Man's Crab on top.
Okay.
And we're going to garnish it with some sauteed Tommy Toe tomatoes, if you want to call them that, cherry tomatoes. And then we're going to top it with a little etouffee sauce from Creative Cajun Cooking.
And yeah, and that's the easiest part is Jimmy also has a mix for the etouffee, and you just mix it up and pour it on top. It's not like you got to cook it all day and all that kind of stuff. And you don't have to have anything else to go in it because it's just going on top of the fish.
That's right.
All right, well, we're going to get to cooking. What all do you need to do? We got the potatoes rolling.
Potatoes are rolling, the seafood boil water is going, so...
And this is getting hot?
This is getting hot. We're fixing to toast the bread.
Okay, so I'll bring Sean, and we're going to try and get Nicholas in here too. He's been kind of camera shy. He don't want to get on. But Sean's going to show him how it's done. You ready, Sean?
Sure am. Okay, now I'm going to show you a recipe that I made up. It's really great, and it's very simple to make. Now, it's already buttered, and all we need is Nicholas here to put it on the toaster. And this is a very neat contraction. Now it's really simple. It's really easy to make. If y'all have a toaster oven, or if y'all don't, just go buy one and you can make one of these. It's very simple. You let the toast a while and butter it. Put a little bit of butter on each piece of bread. Then when it comes off, you get just Parmesan cheese. Now if you just want to use an easy kind of tomato. These tomatoes, I used big tomatoes, but y'all could go buy some of these cherry tomatoes at Rouse Supermarket. But these gator pickles, oh my lord, they make my mouth like melt. That's how good they are. Now when they're on the bruschetta, oh my gosh, it makes my mouth burst into flames. Now you just put on some Parmesan cheese. Make sure you get some as much as you can. Now, I put on a couple of tomatoes.
Tell us what's in the tomatoes.
And this product right here, it's called swamp dust. Now, it's really great to use in all kinds of dishes. Now, I like to use this product in all my dishes I make. It's called a gator pickle. Now, they're very sweet and stuff. Now, you just place it on top, then bam, you got yourself we got a gator pickle bruschetta. Right here, and Nicholas, why don't you make some?
Alright, so what we need to do is, since the bread just came off the skillet and the butter's melted, you take some of this Parmesan cheese and you sprinkle it across the top, right?
Yep.
All right, how much we need to put on there? Just enough to
Just 2
satisfy you?
sprinkles. 2 sprinkles.
All
Or
right.
3.
Once we put the
Now
Parmesan
you
cheese on
ju-
there, we need to take some of these tomatoes.
Mm-hmm.
Just put them across the top.
And now you just scoop
Those-
up a gator pickle with a fork, and you just put it on, and you got gator pickle bruschetta.
Those tomatoes are seasoned with that magic swamp dust.
Yep. And it's a very great product
So
to
that gator
use.
pickle goes on top just like that. That's made by Magic Swamp Dust too, right? Or same creator.
These 2 products are made by Mr. Jimmy Babin. You can buy these products online. You can find them in Rouse supermarkets. Now, why don't we have a taste test,
All right.
Nicholas? Mmm.
That's pretty good right there.
Yeah. Very delicious.
How about them boys on TV, Wesley?
Oh, they did a good job.
I'm telling you, what a great job. Okay, now we have more cooking to do, another recipe for you. And of course, you can find all our recipes on the website, like Sean said. And you're going to season the redfish now,
Yeah.
okay? And then we're also going to simmer the sheep head over there in the
We're gonna
seafood
boil
bowl.
a sheep head in the Creative Cajun Cooking Seafood Bowl.
Okay, and the potatoes are just simmering away over there in the butter and all that good stuff too.
Right.
Okay, now what are you going to use to season the redfish?
We're gonna put some Italian dressing. It helps the seasoning sticks to the fish. Lemon juice. Lots and lots of magic swamp dust. If
Now,
this looks
is a
like
little bit different than a regular blackened fish recipe, because usually you have tons of butter. This is a lot lighter.
yes, it's not probably your traditional blackened fish, but I guarantee you you'll probably want this the next time you want blackened fish. Lots of swamp dust like that. We'll have to roll these around and get all of the sides of the fish coated. The herbs go next after the swamp dust. And some people opt for traditional blackening seasoned blends. I came up with this, and this is what I use from now on. I no longer buy anything else but magic swamp dust seasoning. Use a few common herbs,
And you still got that blackening flavor.
and you still get the blackening flavor. All right, now that we've got our fish coated well with the Italian dressing, lemon juice, and magic swamp dust, we're going to take some of this rosemary and Italian herb blend that I have and sprinkle that liberally all over the fish. Make sure you coat both sides.
I like how you have the dry hand and the wet hand. It makes things a lot easier.
Try to use one hand in the fish and one hand to spread the seasoning.
The sheep head are cleaned inside and out and scaled before they're put in the water.
And we're going to put it in to the boiling water. Make sure we get it good and boiling. We'll boil it for about 15 minutes. And we'll let it soak for about 15 more minutes. As you can see, it's nice little sheep heads. A lot of people don't keep these, but they're very good eating fish. It's just a little bony, so most people choose not to fillet them. This is a very good alternative to filleting them, is boil them in seafood bowl and make poor man's crab. All right, while the sheep head's boiling, we'll check these potatoes real quick. Oh, it looks like they're coming along real nice. Plenty of butter, plenty of swamp dust, and some parsley flakes. Sauteing, cooking down real nice.
Okay, now how are we going to do this redfish?
All right, we're going to put some butter on the griddle. And we're going to take the redfish and just lay them up there. We got this thing really, really hot. It's going to smoke a little bit, so not always a good idea to do this inside.
Yeah, but this is kind of an indoor-outdoor kitchen. We can open up the doors, and we got a big hood to go to.
We have plenty of ventilation in here.
All right, let's throw it on there.
If you'll notice, I like to put the side of the fillet that's closest to the scales down first.
Presentation side down. Because you're going to flip it one time, and then you put it right on the plate.
That's the goal, yeah. Doesn't always work out that way for me. I'm not a specialist, we'll say. Nice pretty fillets going on. The smell of the rosemary is incredible.
Yeah.
Between the butter and the swamp dust and the rosemary, this is going to be some delicious food. Some of the pieces are a little thinner, so they'll get done faster than the big thicker piece. It's probably one of the fish I shot. All right, we'll check this one out because I think it's going to be done first and ready to flip, because you could tell from the whiteness of the meat, the flesh turning white all the way around. We'll flip this gently. You can see a little blackening going on here. And like I said before, a lot of the seasoning doesn't stay on the fish. That's why it looked like I had a lot. But part of the blackening process, it does tend to stick. The char is part of the grill. One of the things that you really have to watch for blackening fish is that it's easy to dry it out, especially redfish. So what you want to watch for is you can see some of the moisture starting to bead up on the top surface of the fish after I've flipped it. And once you start seeing that, you're pretty much done. Now it's time to start taking it off. Otherwise, all of it will escape and you'll have dry fish. All right, we've put the cut up cherry tomatoes on our grill. Saute them down real quick. Doesn't hurt to have some of the seasoning from the fish wrapped up in there. You just want to get them to where they start turning tender. And we'll use them as a garnish on the side of the fish. All right, let's get our sheephead. Been soaking for about 20 minutes. It is very tender, so sometimes it helps to have 2 spoons. That's one. Want to get another one out? The skin peels right off. Easy to use with do this with a fork. The bloodline right under the skin comes right off. And underneath you have some nice, pretty semi-crab meat. Si vous goûtez. Tastes like it came out of the crab. This process of flaking the sheephead off for poor man's crab is a little time consuming. There are some bones to consider, but it's well worth it. As you can see, some nice, pretty, white, plump meat.
And we need to take a quick break, but when we come back, we'll put all this together for you. So stay tuned to the Outdoor Kitchen Show. We'll be right back.